Speaking of this, yes, Michael.
I just wanted to say I placed the link for this page in the chat.
Lovely. So my magic, quote unquote, want. And now this chamber to the left is the balancing, since 5 is the center point. To the right of 5, there's 4 resisting, and to the left of 5, there's 6 desiring. And now you can understand how 666 would be the mark of the beast, because it's like, unless I master my desires, they master me. I'm a slave to them. Unless I really understand them and am able to just be with what it is that I truly want. So, as always, who would like to begin discovering this page for us?
I can read this one.
Thank you, Amanda.
Speaking is a creative act. This is conveyed by the magic formula abracadabra, coming from the Aramaic and meaning I create as I speak. Henceforth, the work in consciousness is to become aware of the story I tell, the love that has no opposite.
Okay. What touches you there?
Accountability. Like, yeah, just I appreciate that this work is about, like, let's really be honest about looking at what you have and what you think that you want and be real about what you're creating.
Love it. Thanks, Amanda.
Okay.
So please continue.
Resisting will sooner or later lead me into desiring and even clinging to my desires. The reverse is also true. Clinging will lead me to resisting.
Can you see that? Can you see how those two movements work together? Resisting and desiring.
Yeah, they're like magnets and like
yes.
Mm-hmm.
One is the male side, one is the female side. They're gonna go at each other until they consummate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Beauty.
Okay. My mind is like a great wizard sitting under a wish-fulfilling tree. Whatever I think will be manifested sooner or later. Sometimes the gap is such that I forget that I desired it in the first place. I can't remember being the source. But if I inquire, I'll find that the story I tell, my narrative, is creating my life. What I say to myself creates my hell, and it creates my heaven. Yep, desires are just thoughts, and I am the magician who creates them all. I spin and spin my magic wand, until I'm caught in the web of my own creations. It thus behooves me to understand how my desires determine what I see in the world.
And so what touches you there? What really resonates?
I think being caught in the web of your own creation is, it gets really meta once you're aware that you're doing it. And where I'm currently caught is being resistant to the accountability of what, or not the account, it's like I know I'm creating an experience of suffering because I'm trying to control something in my life. And then I fear myself, and then I fear the fractal of like, I'm doing this to myself, and that's scary. It's almost scarier when you know that you're creating it. It's almost easier to be a victim, you know?
Ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah, and it's I really fear it deeply because I know I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So
it's the
why
good
am
news.
I doing it?
That's what we're going to answer page after page.
Great.
That's the vision, yes,
Yeah.
is to redirect the victim into a most deliberate artist that creates beauty, not pain.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
Okay. I
So-
resist that which I judge as no good or evil and thus dislike. What I dislike, I perceive as painful. I also desire that which I judge as good and thus like. What I like, I perceive as pleasurable.
So would you mind rereading those 2 lines? Because they're really essential. So read them and see if you can feel them as you read them.
I resist that which I judge as no good or evil and thus dislike. So I resist what I don't like and what I think is wrong.
Yes,
What I dislike, I perceive as painful. So then I think that it's painful, this thing that I think is wrong.
yes.
So I think that I think it's painful because I think this is bad. I think it's bad. Okay, sorry. Do you mind if I do a personal analogy? I think that it is no good when I overeat dessert. And so
No point of reference here.
what I dislike, I think I dislike that. So then it's really painful whenever I do that.
Yes,
Also, I desire that which I judge is good. It's like a green smoothie and thus like.
yes.
What I like, I perceive as pleasurable. When I didn't, oh, do you want me to pause again?
It feels to me like you really got what was being said. I felt you receiving it. So
Okay.
please continue.
It slips away like it's so sneaky. Okay. When identified to the body, my life is a long stretch of resistance to what I dislike. Indeed, when the experience of pain is not present, there's no need for pleasure, no desire.
And that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Please continue.
Yeah. I'm going to reread that one sentence if that's okay.
Please.
When the experience of pain is not present, there's no need for pleasure and no desire. Okay. The divine self is one. It has no pain. But when I do not feel this oneness, I become a body, a he, a she, or a they, and go into resistance or desire.
Yep. The paradox of the body. We need it to wake up. Meanwhile, it's a whole lot of pain. Lovely. Any questions or further comments?
So is it basically this judgment on something as either no good or evil that creates this whole spiral? Or the judgment of
Yes.
things as being good or bad?
Yes.
Like, I think this is good or bad, and then I'm gonna perceive, because I'm following through with taking the choice of either to do it or not do it. It either is gonna feel good or it's gonna feel painful. And okay, sorry, I'm just kind of like
You got it. You got it.
Great. Thank you.
The judgment starts its own. And that's why all religion agree on don't judge. Or all religion that I know agree on don't judge. And what is actually to be surrendered are our judgments. That's what surrendering is about, is to stop judging. And as soon as we do, there is no more pain. There is no more pleasure either. We're just not here. as an ego.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense?
Yeah, that's like the compassionately partnering part of things potentially with the thing that
Yes.